Well, away from that, the bodies of 19 victims of Thursday's boat mishap in Bayelsa State have arrived the morgue of the Federal Medical Center in Yenagoa, Bayelsa. Family members and friends of the deceased couldn't hold back tears as they tried to identify their loved ones. Senior reporter Joseph Kunde has details, but would like to warn that the pictures you may find is disturbing and viewers' discretion is advised.
The Bereaved waterside in Yenagoa is filled with spectators as they witness the arrival of the deceased victims of the Ezetu market boat mishap in southern Ijo. Bereaved family members are inconsolable as the recovered dead bodies of 19 victims arrive and are taken into the morgue at the Federal Medical Center.
I did not really know what happened, that the boat got burned, but I only discovered that people were shouting. So when I woke up from sleep, I saw that the boat was burning by the back. So I jumped into the river and I started swimming. I overheard all the non-indigenous shouting and pleading for help, that we should help them. We should not let them die. But there was no way that we could help them by that period.
People like Ejike, people like Ugonna, people like Oga Paul. These are my people that we share route together. We go to Azegbene weekend. Last week we were aboard the same boat together. So it was quite unfortunate that we got the information that they had an accident. It was a terrible thing. In the history of Bayelsa and Mourn, I never had something of this nature.
Authorities describe the incident as unfortunate as measures are advised to prevent a repeat of such fatal mishaps in the state.
Southern Ijo is thrown into mourning. Bayelsa State is thrown into mourning because of this boat mishap. There is a law in Bayelsa State that when it is 6 o'clock, don't ply your boat. And I thought this happened in the night. But from credible information, this happened before 6 in the morning.
Many of these people does not put on the life jacket because they feel that maybe if the boat is something maybe mishap, before they can put on a life jacket. And we condemn that act. When you are in a boat, whether something happened, nothing happened, so far as the life jacket is there, you need to put on that life jacket because anything can occur.
While 33 persons have been rescued and safely returned to their families, one is still unaccounted for as the search operation continues for the recovery of the last victim. Joseph Kunde, TVC News, Yenagoa.
We'll get more updates on this story as our correspondent Joseph Kunde is standing by for us from Bayelsa State. Coming up on TVC News at 10. It's still on to TVC News at 10. Here's a reminder of our major stories. Nigerian Air Force airstrikes destroy 13 illegal refining sites in Abia and Rivers State. And the LEA uncovers cocaine syndicate seizes multi-billion naira drugs as part of its nationwide raid. Outside Nigeria, Ukrainian troops advance up to 30 kilometers inside Russia as Moscow threatens tough retaliation to Kursk invasion.
Please put your hands together for Farida Sani.
In our Sunday specials, we bring to the spotlight young athletes who, despite their poor backgrounds, defy all odds to pursue their dreams. Well, let's return to one of our lead stories in Bayelsa State, where 19 bodies of victims of the Thursday's boat mishap in Bayelsa State, have arrived at the morgue of the Federal Medical Center in Yenagoa. And we have our correspondent live for us from Bayelsa State, Joseph Kunde, to bring us more on this story. Joseph, now briefly walk us through now how this tragic incident happened and how the family are getting by this difficult period.
It's a big loss, I must tell you. You know, like I said the other day, most of these things that happen, it's a mini market that happens on that boat. It takes about over 60 passengers, including the crew members as well. You know, they go from one community to another community where they buy goods, they sell goods. So they've been doing that for a while, and they're coming from Yenagoa to that particular community in Ezetu. They've done the business for the day. They're returning back because of the peculiarity of the boat. It takes them a longer time, unlike an usual boat that will take you 30, 35 minutes on a speedboat. This one is not that kind of boat, so it takes them a longer time. That's the reason why we had a lot of casualties. And unfortunately, most of the persons there, they're not good swimmers, according to our eyewitness reports that we spoke with earlier. You know, so they couldn't. When they look at even the ones, even some of the survivors too, they even said that it was just perhaps the God that they served that was able to pull them through that river, because it was a little bit difficult for them. And of course, the shock, of course, at that particular point in time as well, it was not something that was planned. The explosion just took another turn all of a sudden, and of course, everybody started scattering for themselves. They had friends that couldn't identify themselves. Everybody was running for safety, and the ones that was afraid of the water couldn't just move out of the seat until they were consumed by the fire.
All right. But, you know, I understand that from the reports that most of the victims, you know, drowned because they didn't have life jackets on. Talk to us about what the authorities are doing to prevent this kind of situation, and how is it possible that most of these boats don't have life jackets?
It's not as if they don't have life jackets, but you know, passengers, most of the time they get in, they will tell you that I don't envisage anything is going to go wrong. So eventually they'll just board on the boats and just enjoy their cruise that way. But what the government has done, and of course what local authorities have done around the water and riverine communities right now, is they have made it really compulsory that wherever you're going to, irrespective of the duration, it has to be on a life jacket. That if that life jacket is there, it doesn't care, it doesn't matter where it's going to go, if it's going to be a little bit of a collision or a mishap, they are very confident that the loss, the fatality rate is going to be reduced. And going around the water side, looking at those riverine communities, I've seen that what the government have said, they are trying to put their words into action, and it is really working. It doesn't matter, you don't have to come with your own. The life jackets are going to be provided for every passenger as they enter into the boat. So that's a good one that is coming through. But you might want to say that it is unfortunate that we've already lost about 19 lives. They're still looking for one body, has not been recovered yet.
All right, so thanks a lot. Correspondent live for us from Bayelsa State, Joseph Gunde. Appreciate